This is class 4. Thank you guys for coming. I'm very grateful for you guys to be here. Okay, what they want you to do is put your feet on the ground and feel the bottom of your feet on the surface. And as you're doing this, imagine your feet as tree roots going deep into the earth's surface. Allow the cord to be pulled down towards the center of the earth. As you do this, imagine there's a crown on the top of your head. And as you see the crown resting gently on your head, imagine the crown turning slightly to the left. And as it turns to the left, you see a magnitude of light shining through your body, up through the crown, up into the heavens. And as you see this, recognize that God is giving you this light. And He's working through your heart and through the spirit that lies within. As you focus on your chest and you feel your heart, you recognize that there's a small light that we call your spirit. Within your being is the spirit that knows all. The all-knowing spirit is giving you guidance at this moment and allowing you to let go of whatever is not necessary at this time. And as you gently say to yourself, I release whatever it is to the heavens. Allow whatever it is to move up through your crown, up into the heavens. And simply say goodbye. It is no more. And what we're asking you to do is to say within yourself, I am the truth. I am the truth. I am of the purest love. And I am whole. This is who I am today. And this is who I am every day. Allow the light from your heart and your spirit to drop down into your pelvis. And as you feel the light and you see it rotating gently within your pelvis, it allows you to move forward gently. And as you move forward, you leave behind the past and what is not necessary. As your heart and your soul are tied together, this energy that is residing within your pelvis is connected as well. The heart and the soul guide you, and the light that resides within and between your hips moves you forward into the future. And this is what we want for you. As you sit still, allow your body to become relaxed and accepting of the information that was just provided. This is your truth. Your truth for you to know. And as you begin to recognize that you're in your body, and you can feel your feet, feel your knees, your hips, your waist, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your fingertips, the top of your head, and allow the top of your head to fold within yourself. Imagine the energy that's going out of the top of your head, cutting off, and you're pulling yourself back into your being. It is no more. It is all you. And we recognize that this may be difficult for some, but you will achieve what was necessary at this moment in order to move forward with this night's event. As you feel comfortable, open your eyes gently and become familiar with the room once again. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. Okay, so I want to make sure that everybody understands that when we saw the light going up through the crown, that it was going up to the heavens. You cut that off when I said to cut it off, right? No longer going up. And that's sealed off now. And you pulled it back down. It's like what I'm seeing is like it's like a brimmed hat that has a string, and you're pulling that string back down and tightening it up. So it's no longer that you're escaping out of the top of your head. Is everybody in agreement? Okay, because we want you to stay in your body. We want you to stay grounded to the earth. And remember, your feet are still the tree roots. And your feet are still in the ground. Right? Everybody in agreement? Okay. Okay, let's see what's next. Thank you guys for doing that with me. Okay, you have your little handout. Right? Everybody have a handout? Okay, so again, Joyce and I, we meet before the class and we put the information together that's given to us through the records, and this is the information that was provided. And so what they're asking is, what do you want to know about your past? You guys think about this. How does your past influence your future? Think about that. Do your present choices, decisions, or reactions reflect the events which happened in your past? Why, yes, they do. Surprise. Which events that influenced your current behavior needs to be released? What behaviors are harmful to your growth and well-being? Okay, so these are the questions that we want you to ask yourself. Okay, so, and they're saying, we want you to explain what the exercise that you just did with me, the meditation was what that meditation was about was basically to get rid of all the superficial stuff. The stuff that's not really based in your core. It's the fluff, it's the daily stuff, it's everything that's just blah. And so what we're going to focus on today is what's inside you, what you've been holding on to for a lifetime. Something that has happened to you at some point in your life that is affecting the way you behave today. So this is what we're looking at, okay? Okay, so on your little notepad there, if you guys will humor me. Okay, so what we're asking are, these are the questions we want you to ask yourself. So I'm going to repeat this sentence again, and I want you guys to kind of think about, okay, they're saying what you want to think about as the words are being said. You're generally going to have one item come up. When that one item comes up, this is what we want you to write down. And we want you to write it down because we don't want you to forget it. We don't want your mind to travel. So we're dealing with like the first thing that comes up to you. Okay? Do you need a clipboard?
I do. I'll get one. Is it up there?
Yeah.
I can't see you.
Okay, now as I'm saying these words, you're not going to have an answer to each one of these questions. But what it's going to do is it's going to trigger something in your heart space. Okay? And then that's just kind of follow along. If there's, you guys know I'm doing this by the seat of my pants. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what you guys or how you're supposed to react, but what my understanding, okay, they're saying, stop talking.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Okay. Okay, let's just do it.
Whatever happens, happens for
You guys
me.
just don't think too much. Just allow it to flow and put it down, okay? Okay, so what do you want to know about your past? How does your past influence your future? Do your present choices, decisions, and reaction reflect on the events which happened in the past? Which events that influence your current behavior need to be released? What behaviors are harmful to your growth and well-being? Write down whatever comes to you first. Okay, is everybody finished? Anybody not finished? Okay, this is my question. Okay, now what do you want them to do? We want them to sit, relax, and focus on the words that they have chosen. Just simply look at the word. Try not to have any emotion about it. Don't read too much into it. Just look at the word. As you look at the word or the event, is it really that important to you? What we want you to ask yourself is this specific thing such a monumental event that it is worth shifting and changing your life in a way that is not complementary to your behavior? We simply want you to ask yes or no. If this event is beneficial and you asked yes, that it does complement your behavior, then you will want to hold on to it. If you do not feel like it has helped you and been beneficial to your behavior, or your life actions, then you will want to release it. And this is what we will do now. You will simply say to yourself, you no longer need these words. You no longer need these beliefs, as these beliefs are untrue, and you no longer want to hold on to them. And as you say these words, allow your body to be free and release whatever is not needed. This is the gift to you. As we give you the gift of the right of survival, we encourage you and allow you to stand truly within your being. As you see the presence of God and His witnesses, they all stand with you and reside by you and next to you. As we fill this room, we are helping you to release what ails you. The gift that you have just been given has been from us, as we gave you a release of a past event that has caused you trauma up to this point in time. As we asked you to release whatever is unneeded, these items are unneeded at this time. As you can ask for guidance and acceptance, you can move forward into the truth of your life and who you truly are. And this is what we want you to be, the true pure humans that have been created to exist upon this earth. Okay, does anybody have an experience that they want to share, or was it just like, oh well? Oh well? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I felt. Okay, so for each person that I went through, I was guided to a specific area, which if you guys didn't notice, everybody was a little bit different. And I was told what was happening within that person and what was being released. So it went through, and everybody had something different. And so if you don't recognize it now, you'll recognize it later. And they're saying specifically, you need to recognize that there was something subtle that shifted within your being, and this is what we gave you. You may not recognize this today, but you will tomorrow. There'll be a difference and an alteration in your consciousness, the way you see things, the way you think about things. And the one event that you focused on, that we asked you to write down, will be the event that you will see release. And it may not release just like that, it may just be little increments, but it'll become less and less present. And that's the gift that we gave you today.
You know what it seemed like? To me was an atonement. Have anybody had Reiki, or they go in and release a part of the mind, and it doesn't. The gifts don't come right away. It can, but usually it's over the next week or two.
Yeah, it's a process.
That's what it felt like. Was I was being atoned? Is that the right word? Or attuned?
No, but whatever it means to you, that's a good description of what it was. Okay, it's not the same thing, but it will be a process. There may be times when you completely forget about what this was that you were thinking about, and then you'll call it back in, because you'll say, well, what am I thinking about? Why am I not thinking about this anymore? What happened? Well, then you call it back in, and then it has to be released again. And it's the process of letting it go. Don't hold on to it. Okay?
So what if it wasn't an event, but emotions or...
Yours were emotions.
Huh?
Yours were emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so those will
Yeah,
eventually...
but the emotions were related to a specific thing.
thing that I don't remember. And I don't need to.
You don't need to. You just need to know that you have the emotion in your body and that emotion was being released and it's tied to something specific that you don't need to know about.
Yeah.
It'll all come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll start feeling a little bit of shift and change and you'll recognize that that emotion isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
It was a very profound sensation.
Good.
It was like a canyon opening up or something.
Well, and you were really interesting. Yeah. Do you mind if I say
No,
that?
I
Well,
don't.
what you were specifically is that you were holding a child in the womb, and there was because it was a love, and what they told me to do is that I would need to raise that up into your spirit, and your spirit needs to become that child, and you
Mhm.
need to be loving that spirit as a child, not down here but up here. You
Mhm.
need to love yourself and your spirit that resides within you.
As a child,
No, like a child.
like a child.
Like you love a child, you love your child, you nurture it.
Right.
That child that you were holding here,
Mhm.
you love it, you want to nurture it, you want to take care of it. But you need to do that for your own spirit. And so what they were doing was that they were raising that love from this energy
Mhm.
up to your spirit, so you'll love your own self like you love that child.
Yeah, it was profound opening. It was very distinct. It was like a switch. It was something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was like, cool when I was working on you because that was really interesting. But they want you to recognize it specifically that it's your spirit, and they want you to love your spirit. And they're saying, and I'll just tell you guys, this is what happened to me this morning. Was recognizing that I live my life on the surface. You know, we do the everyday thing. You go to work, you do your job, you have to deal with people's problems, you do all that, you're all on the surface. And I found that I know the energy around my heart, I know that it's there, I know that there's a spirit in there, I know all of this stuff. But everything that's tied around that is my everyday stuff. It's my thoughts, it's my head. And I don't think that there's ever been a time in my life that I took my spirit and said, I'm grateful for you. You are the purity of God, and I love you. I love my spirit. I love me, my true self. I love me. And that's never happened. Have you guys ever thought about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was my epiphany. Okay, so they're knowing that spirit is God, and that spirit resides within us. Every one of us has a spirit, and that's what's moving us forward. That's why we're in existence. People continually ask what your purpose is in life. Your purpose is to nurture that spirit that resides within you and stand in pure and unconditional love. As you love yourself truly and unconditionally, this is who you're meant to be. This is what we want for you. Now, the reason why you do this and you love unconditionally is because once you learn to love yourself unconditionally and you love the spirit that resides within your being, it will reflect on all. You treat everybody the same way and you stand in the purest of love. This is your true purpose. This is what humans are meant to do, to be here on earth, is to stand in pure love and love all. Love all. And the more that you can stand within your own true spirit and in your being within you, then it's all reflective. Now, they're laughing and saying, so the purpose of letting go of your shit is so that, because those are blockages that allow you from seeing the truth of who you are, who God meant for you to be. And so this is why this is so important, to allow the untruths to be released from you and those emotional misbeliefs that have been ingrained in you from previous events, or they're saying psychological warfare, which means, again, pulling the ego in, and you're fighting with maybe somebody else's beliefs and your beliefs, or their truth and your truth of what they say. They're saying that's not a good example. Okay. So they're saying let's use a car accident. Let's use a car accident for an example. So what it is that, you know, like if you're having a car accident and then you get out and you're like, well, what happened? And the guy says, well, it's your fault. And the other person says, well, no, it's not. It's your fault. psychological warfare. You know, that you're fighting against each other's thoughts or actions or whatever it may be. See, are you guys following what I'm saying?
Yes.
I understand it, but it sounds confusing as the words are coming out of my mouth. So what we're doing is trying to get you to understand how important it is to let go of the past and let go of the past misbeliefs. We keep saying misbeliefs, and we want you to understand misbeliefs are beliefs that are not true. Okay, so you guys got that? I think if they made their point, right? Okay, so we can go on to the next thing. Yes, okay. Okay, you want to focus on future thoughts and where they come from. You have witnessed many memories coming to the surface and cannot recognize where they evolved from. What we want you to do is to create an atmosphere in your mind that can recall all that is, all that has happened in your past. Okay, so at this point, okay, so they're saying get your paper out again. Okay, so as you focus on your future thoughts, okay, so think of something that may be coming up that either you want to change your behavior, you want to change an event, you want to go on an event, you want to do something, anything in the future. You want to focus on your future thoughts and where they come from. So focus on something in the future. Write it down. Okay, so as you were writing these things down, you may have witnessed many memories coming to the surface that you can't recognize where they all evolved from. Okay, so what we want you to do is to create an atmosphere in your mind that will recall all that is, all that has happened in your past. Okay, do not focus on one individual event, focus on all that exists. As you remember a lifetime of events, you will become clear on one specific thought or idea. If you have not done this before, this is a new activity, and this is what we will assist you in doing so. Okay, so give me the guidance and what you want them to do at this time. Okay, you have just written down an event or something that is what you're planning on happening in the future. As you recall and as you have focused on this event, recognize that there's been something in the past that has triggered these thoughts or these future goals or future events that you wish to happen. As you look at these items, focus on the events that have happened in the past that has created these thoughts or ideas that are leading into the future. This is what we want you to do right now. We're saying this is going to be a short event. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to write it down, just put it in your mind. Okay, so does everybody have a thought?
I don't think I understand.
Me either.
I'm kind of having a hard time with this particular one just because I feel the future is an illusion. It's not here yet. And I can only plan right now, right this moment.
Okay.
So but that's okay. I mean, that's just where I'm at.
Mhm.
You know, I try to pull myself into here right now. I try not to, trying to think, you know, like, I'm waiting for payday. Is that something?
No, it's not. But where you are, you're trying to live in the present, and that's a good thing. But there are things in your past that have led you to this point of being where you are today. and this is what we're asking for.
I have a question.
Okay.
What if we got hung up on the last stuff, so I'm feeling like overwhelming resistance from not letting go of the last stuff?
Okay.
It's kind of like OCD, like now I'm spiraling in a negative place.
Uh-huh.
And so that's all I can think of, like I wrote down positive things for the future, but I've got this deep-seated pain,
You don't have-
fear.
Yeah, you don't have to do positive things for the future, just do whatever is coming
Well,
up.
I want positive things for the future.
Okay.
That's what I wrote, but then
Okay.
if it's triggered when you say past events and I'm feeling all this pain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Did I finish answering your question? I don't think didn't feel like I finished answering you.
I just at a loss as far as to complete at least this section of the exercise.
Okay, what we want you to do is to recognize and realize that things that happen in the future are triggered by things that have happened in the past. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what we're saying to you is that the reason why you are the way you are right now is because of something that's happened in the past. Either training, okay, so let's go, you guys try to follow me so that you can kind of understand, okay? Because they're saying this pertains to you as well. Okay, so something happened to you in the past. You got to a certain point in your life that you said, I no longer want to live this way. I want to make a change. The change you wanted to make was living in the present moment. That's why you are here today. So what we're saying is that if you recall what happened to make you get to the point to where you want to live the way that you're living right now, that's what we're saying, and that's what you need to let go of.
So like, find that will that I had to make that choice that day to live in the present moment. Find
And
that
the will are
desire.
the events, and there's several events that brought you to a place. It's more than just a will. There's chapters in your life. Okay, so are you following me? Well,
There's so much.
Okay, so and there may be multiple things, but this is what we're saying, this is why we're trying to get you to let go of what those multiple things are. Okay, so what we're saying is that there were events that happened in your life, there were things that happened repeatedly, patterns, and choices that you made, that you got to a certain point that you said no more. I don't want to be this way anymore, so I'm going to cause the change. I'm going to do something different, and I'm living my life differently. So that in the future, this is how I'm going to live. You don't recognize that when you say you're living in the present, guess what? When you said that was the past, and right now is the future from the time that you said that.
Correct.
Okay?
Absolutely.
You
But
got
I
it?
can only deal, with
With
this
every
moment.
second.
Absolutely.
With every single
With
second
every
is
second.
the present.
And anything in the
everything.
past had its own present moment back then. It's no
Right.
longer, it's just a memory.
But
So it
what we're
doesn't have
saying
to
to you,
affect me.
you just said it, because it's a memory.
It's a memory. It
It's
does
a
not have to
memory.
rule over me.
And so what we're asking you to do is to recognize what those memories are so that you can release and change them.
Yeah, they
They're
have their
no
time
longer.
already.
They're no longer. Okay, so you guys follow me? Does that explain it any better? Does that explain it any better for you?
I just need to let a lot of stuff go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically, that's what it's saying.
Yeah.
And as you recognize that when you let that go, then you're gonna realize that the path that you're on is because of that, but you no longer need to hold on to that. That's the point. Does that make sense?
No longer need to hold
Hold
on
on
to
to-
the past event that caused the future to be expressed the way it is.
Exactly.
So in other words, we're gonna be.
Yay!
I don't know if
I didn't think I was
did.
ever gonna be able to explain that, but yeah. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, it does. In
Okay.
other words, we don't need the past event to be in the present.
Explain where we're at right now and why
Right.
we're having the feelings we have right now.
I think there's a lot of
So
ways
we're
to
losing
say it.
the
I think if
story.
we speak up and say
Yes.
it, then it'll quit.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
We're losing the identity.
Please.
The identity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no need to hold on to whatever that was that made you be.
It's a choice.
It is. It
So
is
then
a
we can
choice.
feel the emotions in the present, but we don't have to attach them to whatever story it was, and then we can move through the emotions faster because they're no longer attached to a story.
More clear-minded. You can
Very.
deal with the
Very
emotion
good.
way more clear-minded. Because when you're feeling fear, regret, anything negative, low vibration, it shuts down your prefrontal cortex. That's where your decision-making happens. So when you can look at that emotion for what it is and not connected to a negative emotion or memory, it clears up that beautiful space in
It's
your
like
mind
trauma release.
for the divine to work. So the way you're going to handle that emotion is going to be much more sweeter because it's from the
Compassionate.
divine.
You'll be able to love
It's
it and then release
directly
it.
from the divine. Correct.
Okay. So
Yeah.
does that help you? I mean, are you feeling a little less confused now?
Say,
Well, I have hope. I
Yeah,
was
but-
scared there for a
but-
second.
but you have a better understanding of what the process was that they were discussing.
Yes, a better plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the future part that,
Good.
it's how this connects with the exercise is what I'm trying to figure out. Cause like, okay, think about future thoughts. So I wrote down some stuff that I want
Mhm.
to have happen or to have.
Mhm.
So when you say, well, connect to why a memory associated with that or a thought is
Because
something
there was something in
associated
your
with
life,
that.
there was some event that happened that made you want what you're asking
Right,
for.
so if it's loss, like if it's why you don't have those things,
Mhm.
is that what you're supposed to focus on?
You're supposed to let go of anything that reminds you of anything in the future. The recognition of what has happened. Okay, so I know this is getting confusing because I'm just saying, what the goal is and what the objective is the more that you release and let go of the things from the past, the more you live within your true spirit. What we're trying to do is reprogram you into the point of recognizing that when you stand truly within your being, in the space of the spirit, the God, the all-knowing and all-unifying aspect of your being, which is your soul or your spirit, you let all go and you simply live in that place.
Surrender.
And you won't even want anymore. You won't
Yeah.
want because you'll have everything that you need within you.
So you let go of your attachments and your ideas to the way that you want things to be that were created to
Oh, okay.
out of a network of safety or control.
Yes.
You let that go
Right.
because you're empowered divinely and no
Exactly.
longer obstructed by all this other stuff that's going to stand in your way to
And you don't
serve
have
or be your true self.
expectations or anything that goes on to with what's
Okay.
connected.
So then there's
So
no
that's about
pain because
being
there's
in
no
now,
loss.
The
It is.
present moment.
That's
It is.
about being
Yeah.
in now. It's the future part that was confusing to me because I'm like, that's deeper in.
We all here are always planning towards the future.
Oh,
We're all
okay.
going towards the future.
Okay.
We didn't know
Because
we
we
were going to let
haven't-
it go.
We haven't because we haven't
Yet.
yeah,
Okay.
because we haven't gotten to that concept of that place of staying
Okay.
here and truly being in this space 24/7, which is where we're all going. This is the
Okay.
fifth dimension. Is being able to live in that spirit, in that soul that's within you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will let go of all of those I wants, I needs, and all those things that we have because of what's happened to us in the past. For
So-
whatever reason it is.
So the idea of wasn't really to think about it was okay.
It was
That-
an exercise.
Okay.
Is an
We were going to
exercise.
Okay,
release
that's-
everything
I'm
that
like-
held
So-
us.
Got it.
But
Okay.
here's the
So
deal.
now-
This is what the deal
I
is.
get it.
Nobody understood what we were doing, but we got the answer to this.
That's
Yes, all right.
So one thing I would like.
There you go.
You were already there.
Yeah.
You were there.
Well, one thing I would like to interject is that for me, I live my life just surrendering to the idea that the divine doesn't make mistakes. So if I find myself desiring something, like a partner or whatever, it takes work, it's daily, but I remind myself it's not here right now, I'm not ready for it. And just surrendering that whatever that desire is, the universe will provide for it, not a second before I'm supposed to have it.
Mhm.
And for me to be able to live like that is so liberating. And I talk a lot about the space of my mind, freeing that up without cluttering it with desires and, worrying about finances and worrying about this and that and not having this or that clutters my mind, where when I surrender and give it onto the universe, it frees that up for me to have that direct connection to divine so that I can hear what the divine wants me to do.
Mhm.
It opens me up so my decisions are directly reflected from what's really supposed to happen for me at that moment. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense to me. Okay, now that we got that done and over with, running out of time again. Okay, so we want you to do this. We want you to do what we want you to do is to focus on that event, become familiar with it, what in that specific event is created learned behavior. In your mind, replace all events influenced by a single event. As you do this, recognize that behavior or memory is no longer needed and willingly let it go. As we move forward in the event, you will begin to see a pattern of events that have influenced your behavior, life, and current circumstances. I think that we went over that enough that we don't need to rehash this. How does releasing influences from your past help you gain peace and happiness? It recycles your system to go back to your true self. As you were created as humans, you know what's funny is that we talked about recycling last night. And they just said it again. Okay, I'm repeating this. It recycles your system to go back into your true self. As you were created as humans, you were given the ability to stay in your truth or release your truth to others. What you choose to do is to release it to others. What this means is you have given your truth the ability to be influenced by others' beliefs, actions, and behaviors. What we're asking you to do is to find your truth once more. As you release mistruths, you will recognize you will become whole again. You will become one with Spirit. We are here to help you move forward in that direction of love and happiness. Okay, this is what we want you to do at this time. Okay, so they're saying ask for questions. And I've got about 5 minutes. So what we want you to, okay, you guys don't get to ask questions. Apparently they're going to tell you what questions to ask.
Okay.
What we want you to ask is, what is the truth that resides within you? What is it within you that you truly focus on when you become serene with all that is? Is there a place that resides within your being that you can truly be at peace and relax and let all things go and stay just within that one space that allows you to be truly free? This is the question. And I think you have to take this question home and do it at a later time when you have time to be quiet and really truly think about it. Okay. Okay, so are there any other questions? I'm not even sure if we've accomplished anything. Have we?
I think it's been a good
We have.
session.
Okay, good, because all I remember is the energy stuff. I don't even remember any of this conversation. Okay, so we kind of, they're laughing and saying, okay, so you kind of get the gist of things. What we're saying to you is let the past go. It is no longer needed, and as you let that go, you'll recognize that you'll become more within your own being and your own truth. So any questions or comments?
Am I on the right road?
Are you on the right road?
Yeah, because I've been working really hard. I've been trying.
She wants you to say yes, so say yes. Okay.
If no, say no, and I'll try again.
Can I answer?
I'll go back to the chalkboard.
The magic table.
Well, I did some work on you that's going to help to release some stuff that's going on with your heart, and it has to do with that shoulder. I'm not exactly sure what it is or what you're holding in that space, but there's an ability to hold on to that space, and it's causing you to misalign. Like it's causing you to pull your heart over to one side. It's not staying centered and focused. And that's what we try to do for you, is to relax and let the thoughts and the memories that are residing in this location, so that the heart can relax and the soul. Okay, so the heart and the soul they're almost one and the same. They reside right on top of each other, and they can be considered as one. So what happened is that your spirit and your heart have shifted to one side, so you're not truly focused on where that center space is, where your soul is truly being, where it actually is. And so what we're asking you to do is, as you feel some release, I'm kind of feeling like some pain in my shoulder, and I'm kind of feeling something that's kind of pulling on it. And so it may be what's kind of going to be going on with you for the next day or two, and I feel like there may be some muscle stuff that goes on.
My arm falls asleep all the time. It's
Okay.
excruciating.
Okay,
Mm.
that one, that
Mhm.
side, okay, because it's kind of going up to your neck and
Yeah.
kind of down in this area. And so as this happens, and as you begin to feel that something's kind of shifting and changing in there, they're saying let it go, don't hold on to it, because there's a memory in there that you need to release, and that's what we worked on, was releasing that memory, so that your heart, because it's getting pulled this direction, it needs to be back in the center. If your heart's off kilter to the side, then you can't stay truly within your own being.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so there's, are you gonna talk about this?
Kinda.
Okay, being in the center, because they're saying Joyce is gonna talk.
Well, I guess Joyce is gonna talk about it.
So, it has to do with when humans are out of shape, and they're not, everything isn't lined up right. It's kind of like that Hara line. Okay, so you have a line that goes down the center of your body. Everything should be lined up, should be going down the center of your brain, the center of your throat. Your throat is really important for spiritual interaction. Down your heart, through the center of your heart and down the center of your being. When we talked about the space between your hips, when we're talking about the energy, here it's important that it's lined up, that everything it's not off to the side, or any direction. Because this energy, it helps you, when you have the energy that resides within here, it actually pulls your hips forward so that you'll move forward. If people are off balance and this energy is shifted one side or the other, it makes them back up. They kind of like want to stay in the same place that they are. They don't want to move forward into the future, or they don't want to take those steps to change or do anything different. And so as we're talking about this and aligning this up, it's important for you to focus on what's centered. And I don't think there was anybody in here that I noticed that this was out of thing, but there were a couple of you guys that had the heart off kind of to the side, that it wasn't centered. And so as you do heart-centered exercises, you'll recognize that this will ease up just a little bit, and then it'll start coming more to the center, and some things will start changing. Your thoughts will start changing. You'll feel different.
Okay.
And they're saying that that's good enough for now.
That's
Okay,
plenty
but it
for
was
now.
important that you asked that question. You asked that question intentionally because we needed to explain it to everybody. So thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I think it's important that everybody knows that everything needs to be lined up,
Mhm.
and that if it's not, you're out of whack.
Yeah.
You're like this instead of like this. Okay, so are there any other questions? At this point, okay.
So the first thing we're gonna do is review some of the things that we've done before. And the first one is the heart coherence. So I'm gonna encourage you to put everything down. Now that I gave you the handout, just put it all down. And we're gonna do the heart coherence technique. How many of you are not familiar with the heart coherence technique? Okay. Basically, there's two steps. There's some heart coherence cards back there. If you're interested, Connie Baker came and did a presentation, and it's some of the things that I talked about the last time was the heart coherence. Basically, there's two steps. As you begin to kind of slow your breath down, then you want to breathe. Let me put this down. Imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing into your heart space, and you can bring in the whole area. So you're breathing into the heart space and out through the heart space. So just close your eyes for a minute and imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart space. What this does is it takes all that energy from our mind and all of our thinking, and it brings it down more into the heart. So you're breathing in and out through the heart. If you're like me and you like to really go up out of your body and you need more than just breathing in and out through the heart to get you in your body, I sometimes breathe in into the heart and then out through my feet, because it really brings the energy all the way down. So kind of practice both of them and see which one feels best for you. Breathing in and out through the heart. Connecting with the heart energy. As Lisa said, that heart that's in the center, you're going to bring it into the center. Even though our heart's kind of on the left side, we're bringing it in to the center energy of the heart. And then the second piece that's added to that is to bring in some emotion of gratitude, appreciation. And if you have trouble bringing in that emotion, then you can imagine some scene or memory from your past that's positive, but not just the memory. You want to bring in the emotion associated with that. So it's like bringing it into the heart, whatever that could be. It can be a sunset, it could be your grandchildren, your children, animals. So it's bringing the emotion then into the heart, breathing in and out through the heart and feeling this emotion of gratitude, love, appreciation. And you can begin to feel the heart expand out from that heart energy. We're going to be expanding it further here in just a minute. But what I want you to do right now is just kind of spread maybe that heart, feeling that emotion and that energy throughout the body. No force, just allowing then that energy that you're feeling in the heart, that gratitude, appreciation, just allow it to spread if it wants to. If you want to stay in the heart, that's fine too. And as it begins to spread throughout the body, see if it bumps up against any places that might feel tight and tense, or any place that needs a release in the body. So allowing this energy to kind of bump up against any place that might feel tight or tense. Bringing this heart energy to the whole body. If it bumps up against a tight place, just allow it to maybe even send bubbles through, or allow it to disperse, clear if it wants to, if it's ready. May not be ready, just giving it permission to spread to parts of the body that maybe need a little extra love, appreciation, light, healing. Going back to the heart energy as much as possible, allowing it to expand. It's kind of your safe place. Going back to the heart, breathing in and out. The heart holds all of that. Giving you an opportunity to see how far it wants to spread through the body. If it does, up to the head, the arms, the legs, the torso. Feeling that heart vibration throughout the body. And then when you're ready, kind of even you can open your eyes and see if you can stay in this heart coherence place, this heart energy place. This is a place that we can begin to live in. If you've studied heart math at all, you know that it's a place, not just a meditative place you can go to kind of clear whatever's going on in your life and bringing you back from a stressful situation maybe, but it's also a place that you can learn and practice living in and walking and moving in. Okay? And the heart math people and the heart coherence people, that's what they do. They live in that place constantly, and it's a practice. They have biofeedback things you can put on your phone, we've talked about, and all kinds of ways to monitor whether you're living in that heart coherence. And they actually have, on the little card back there, it will show you when you're stressed and the heart rate and how it's scattered and erratic. And when you're in that heart coherence, it connects the heart and the brain. And you're in a more coherent place where you're able to function and think and act. So it's not just, going into a meditation place, like the gurus used to have to go up on the mountains. We're bringing it down now into the body, into the energy and who we are. So it's finding this place within. So a couple other things that we practiced was the Core Star and also the Merkaba. And some of you probably don't know what a Merkaba is. I wanted us to sit in the Merkaba with the heart. Let's see if I can draw one real fast. It's a triangle. You have one going this way. That's like a 3-sided triangle. And then you have another one that's upside down. So it's like this little thing that you can't see. It's like a 3-sided triangle. So we're gonna imagine one coming from the top of the head and down to the feet, and then we're gonna imagine another one coming up. The Merkaba is used you can use it as a protection, you can use it as a place to kind of go and meditate. But that's one of the other activities that we've done over the past 4 or 5 weeks. So go ahead and close your eyes again, and we're going to start back in the heart space. We're going to go to our heart space first, the heart coherence, breathing in and out through the heart. And then you can just imagine and intend, just call up on the Merkaba to surround you. Even if you can't visualize it, it will be there. Or if you want to imagine the triangle coming point from the top of the head down to the feet, and then the point from the bottom of the feet up as it comes up the pyramid. Or if you can't visualize it, don't worry about it. Don't fret over it. Just imagine and intend that you are breathing in your heart space and you're standing or sitting inside the Merkaba. And just see if you can feel that energy of the Merkaba. Kind of takes you to a different dimension. People that astral travel sometimes put themselves in the Merkaba because it's very protective and safe. So it's just feeling that protection of the Merkaba. You can expand it out and make it small or large. Feeling that for a minute, I'll kind of play with that. And if you're lost, just practice the heart coherent energy. If you really want to be advanced, you can move the triangles of the pyramids one direction. You can tumble them up, down, and backwards. Just see which ways they want to go. It's another practice with the Merkaba. I'm giving that to my advanced students that are already there. If you're having trouble, just stay in the heart, breathing in and out through the heart. Add a little bit of sound. So go ahead and stay in that place for just a minute, and we're going to add one more little piece. You might just go back to the heart energy and at least focus on that for a minute. And on another dimension is the core star. I'm going to open your eyes for a minute. I'll show you where that's at in the body. It's actually right here in the leg, your head, right here. This is a core star. It's on another dimension from the heart. Like the heart line's on a dimension that we worked with last night. Core star's on a dimension. They're like on different dimensions. The core star is your essence of who you are. It holds all the little pieces of your divine essence. It's not on the Hara line, that's different. It's on a different dimension, but it's tapping into it and allowing it then to expand through your aura. So close your eyes for a minute and see if you can just tap into that core essence, that divine, unique spark of that you are in your belly. That's the core star. Just see if you can find it and tap into it and feel it. This holds all your unique qualities of essence of who you are. Then if it wants to spread, expand out from your body, notice it expands all directions. It's like a star, it's like a ball. Feeling it expand. You can expand out to your aura. And if you want to stay there, you can, just feeling your core star essence. And if you want to expand out even further, it actually can go as far as the universe. Just allow and see how far you want to expand your core star, what feels comfortable today. And you just want to stay inside your belly. Stay inside the aura. Just stay within your essence. Or you may want to practice expanding it out. Give you a minute to practice that. Now, while you're in that core star essence, you can bring it back in if you've gone way out there to where it's at least in your aura or in your belly. And once you bring it back in, then see if you can hold all three at the same time. So you're feeling your core essence, you're connecting with your heart, and you're sitting or standing inside the Merkaba. I'll give you a minute to just kind of play with that, what that's like. We call that multidimensional core essence. Let's see how many of those you can hold at the same time, and what that feels like. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Anybody want to share anything in particular? Was it hard? Was it easy? Heart's open?
Is it supposed to spin around like that?
The Merkaba? It can.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look at some of the videos, some of them spin spin them like one's clockwise and one's counterclockwise. But then I've seen another one where one's like going up and around like this and one's going around like that. So yeah.
Are there just two?
It seems like there should be more.
Okay, so there can be like in lots of different
To
directions,
my understanding,
It's just three-dimensional.
like
because
different
it's
triangles.
three-dimensional, it doesn't look the same on the board.
Okay.
Because basically, it's just two.
But there's a point out that way too,
Yeah,
or
it's-
backwards.
I see
depending on
lines.
which
Yeah, that's
manner
it.
we're
That's what
triangles.
we're not sensing because on the board it's just one dimension.
Yeah.
But it's just really
It's like a-
it's a
it's a triangle.
pyramid,
Prism,
And
a prism.
yeah,
Thank you.
because
I
that's
almost
the.
felt like I was gonna take off.
You can. People
It's
do
like,
use
hey,
it.
wait, chill out. Like,
No, because it is used to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it was right before
I didn't
you
really
said
want
that.
everybody traveling. So
No, it was right before you said
I was
that.
going to tell you
I was
to
like,
go anywhere.
If you start
But-
going fast.
Yes, okay, chill,
But
calm
yeah,
down.
people that astral travel a lot definitely use it as a protection because it is used to travel. But, so I'm just, through the process of these weeks, giving you bits and pieces of different techniques that you can play with and practice on your own. And what we're adding tonight is the torus. So that's what all of this information is about. But the front of it, I'm sorry yours didn't turn out as bright pink as mine. And it gives you an idea of the torus here around the heart and then the larger torus. But I like this picture because it says the heart is about 100 times stronger electrically, and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. They've discovered that the heart actually has its own brain cells and is very, very powerful. And I believe that's why everything's coming, as we're moving into the fifth dimension, and kind of what Lisa was referring to tonight, as we're clearing, the heart is very, very powerful in allowing us to do that. So you can see the first example of the torus then is on this front page. It has a smaller one here, which is kind of when you kind of connect with that heart, you may begin to kind of feel that. The word is toroidal. That's the toroidal is the torus moving.
Tongue twisters.
It is, definitely. And then it actually expands, it can expand, your heart energy can expand 5 miles out, it says on some of this. I'm jumping ahead of myself. But it can expand 5 miles out from your heart. 5 miles, this energy from the heart. And
But that's just what they know of.
That's just what they know of,
Because
exactly.
I believe it's the web.
Right.
It's like space.
Right, and because the meditation that we did with Connie Baker, I mean, we expanded it around the world, which is kind of what I'd like to do at the end here. And so there's a lot of information in here. I'm gonna skip through some of it and hit some highlights, because there's, I'm not gonna read it. The torus is a process that occurs it occurs in all objects in existence. Eventually, an object can go only, I'm at the very bottom of the first page here. An object can go only as far as it ascends, and then it turns itself inward. That's kind of what, when Lisa was kind of having this cap off at the beginning, and she was saying go inward, that was my vision, is because it goes inward, and I'm jumping ahead of myself because I'm getting excited. Well, there's a picture here on the,
It's kind of like a donut.
it is like a donut. It's like a donut, and let's see if I can find it, but it's on the last page actually.
It's like a spiral.
See the little yellow diagram? It shows it's like a donut, and the one donut is coming in and going down and around. Some of it brings it to the halfway mark, but for me, it comes all the way down. This part of the toroidal movement comes this way, and then you're also bringing the energy up from the earth. So it's like there's two going in and out at the same time. So it's going inside itself, and it's like it's bringing the energy from the divine into you, and then it's also bringing the energy from the earth up through you. So it's like you have this big donut, which is front page, you can see. That's torus. It's there. We just don't always tap into it. It's always there. It's in every object. It's even in your cells. It's around the earth, as we said. It's everywhere. When our human existence is functioning correctly and we are cycling energy in a toroidal fashion, we are in balance and are satisfied with our actions. And it gives the example of when we're out of balance, and it compares it to Hitler and so forth. When we're out of balance, we get stuck. The energy gets stuck. So it's just like with our hara line and our aura and our chakras and all of the other parts of our energy body. If it's free flow, if it's flowing correctly and we're in balance, then the torus is going to help us, and we're going to be in balance. But it can get stuck, just like any other parts of our energy field. At the bottom of the page, if you are having issues and feeling stuck or stagnant or need to get matters moving forward in a healthier manner, then incorporating the torus into your environment is very helpful. The same holds true if your land, and they're talking about home, office, or job, Kathy, needs to be energized in a healthy manner. It suggests, and this site in particular sold sold things that you could buy, or you could bring the toroidal energy into your house or your home or your office. A little bit, but this is more of the torus. We're going to bring the torus into this. So any images that it was saying that have the torus, or maybe just sitting in your office chair and imagining the torus around you can help.
It looks like the flower of life.
Yeah,
It is.
the torus is a part of that.
It's all sacred geometry.
It's all sacred geometry, yes. That's what we live in, and it's something, it's all that quantum physics that a lot of us, our brains and our mind, well, my brain and mind can't totally comprehend all of it, but that's where we're moving, as we're moving into the fifth dimension, is being able to understand and use these techniques and these skills of all of these things. She talks about working in the offices and different places.
It's like upgrading our computer systems, our internal ones.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
We're moving into the fifth dimension.
I wonder sometimes, like, if the Earth was flat when that's all we could conceive, and then it became spherical, and now we're gonna make it, torical.
Quantum, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like once we're
interesting.
able to like activate that within ourselves, then the whole thing becomes that.
That's interesting.
Very good thought.
Yeah, I think it already exists.
We're not trying to go back to 2D.
I think that description you just described.
Yeah, it's-
already exists right now,
Mhm.
right here. It's
Yes.
just literally changing your vibrations to
Yes.
tune in to all
become
those
part of
different
that.
dimensions.
And they'll always be there, all those different
They've
ones.
always
yes.
been there.
And it's whichever one you're attuned to that you operate from.
It's like that thing.
Is that me sitting on this
And then you're
cord?
ready to start the
With this more than that.
I was just gonna say, I think the galactics have been using all of this knowledge and energy, a lot longer than we're just now coming into it. So just throwing that out there, and I think they were just agreeing with me because I hadn't said it yet. But
What's up, dudes? That's whatever.
wait, well, somebody had their hand
Well,
up.
I said they're discovering these patterns around the planet.
Right.
Now, the energetic or the magnetic
Right.
rays around the planet are in a torus shape.
Yep. There's a foundation called the Kesh Foundation.
Catch.
Kesh, K-E-S-H-E, I believe it is. And a guy I met was telling me all the information about it, and there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm going to get to that in a minute. We're going to watch one little thing, but there have been people have been using this Taurus information to create free energy, where we wouldn't even have to have electrical wires and everything. But of course, it's kind of like, all the pharmaceutical kinds of things. I'm realizing this is being videotaped, so I better be careful what I'm saying. No, there's a lot of information I think that's coming into our consciousness, not only energy, but, healing for cancer and all those kinds of things, but it's being shut down or protected or whatever because the consciousness of the world is probably not ready for all of it. But the Kesh Foundation in particular is one of those that's done a lot of research, and if you want to Google it, it's very informative. Okay, we're going to practice the Taurus. So, from inside your heart emanates an extremely powerful toroidal energy field, like the picture that we just looked at, and it has actually been scientifically measured to go as far as 5 miles from your heart. So that's saying that that whole toroidal energy can go 5 miles from your heart, which is mind-boggling. Toroidal energy fields exist around everything: people, trees, the earth, the sun, the universe. It is the key to everything because your entire life is created by and from this place. Most Taurus dynamics contain 2 Tauruses. That's what I was saying. Usually one going one direction, coming in this way, and then one coming the other way. So they're usually spiraling in different directions. By learning the power of the toroidal energy in the universe, we can achieve stress relief, mental clarity, and deep connection with others. We can use this intuitive connection to understand our soul's wisdom as well as guiding us to who we truly are.
Oh, so you're saying the two move in opposition, the one through the earth and the one through the heart go reverse directions?
That's my understanding of it.
Is there a proper way? The earth one goes up and the heart one goes down? Is that what you
Well,
said?
and some of it
That feels weird on me.
Yeah.
But I'm backwards for most people.
Well, and I had to kind of work with it to see what felt right for me too. So
just do what feels
there's
right.
one of them that says that it comes down here and loops up this way, and then goes around from just halfway down. So it would be coming up through here and halfway around. But when I visualized it on me, here on my body here, it's like it would come in through here and go all the way around and circular this way. So you had one going this way, coming in this direction, and then from the earth it would come up. If you drew it a different color, you can see it. Do it with my teeth. you had this one here, say it was red, and it's coming in a different direction.
Those are like the
So it's coming this direction and it's coming in that direction.
Indian channels of the breath.
I was just
sympathetic
thinking that.
and
Ida
parasympathetic
Pingala?
nervous system. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ida
the Ida and
Pingala.
Pingala, it kind of sounds like an
And some of the
expanded
ones,
concept
and when it
of
talks
that.
about the
Breath.
earth, it says
Yeah.
it does it more like the halfway mark. Like if this is the earth, it says it comes here and goes around this, it comes
That's really
halfway down instead of the whole circular through it. I don't know that I'm drawing it correctly. But for me, it comes more like that. And at first when I was playing with it, it was like I had it coming from me going out, and I was like, no, that didn't feel right. So, yeah, see what works for you as we kind of look at it.
Are one of these YouTube videos that you listed, I know I'm jumping ahead on the back page.
You're fine.
Are one of those addressing the meditation and the inner focus about the flow of that? Did you find one that did that?
We're gonna watch a video. It doesn't really talk about the meditation part of it. What I would just, and what we'll do here in a second. Let's see, do we want to show the video first?
Yes, I do.
Let's just all close our eyes and connect with your own. Just kind of close your eyes and go inside and see if you can connect with your toroidal field, your torus, and just see if the energy comes in through the head. If it wants to come all the way down to your feet and back around, or if it wants to come halfway down and then back around. And then try and bringing in the one from the, I'm probably jumping ahead. Just play with the one as it comes in the head. The energy, and you're intending to connect with your torus, your toroidal field. And once you kind of get it focused, it's really not even continuing to focus on the movement of the toroidal. It's just feeling the essence of it around you and feeling what the body feels like when you're connected with that essence, that toroidal field. So if you're having trouble visualizing it, just intend. Say, I'm intending to connect and stand or sit in my toroidal torus field. See what that's like. See if you can feel it all the way around you. Not only goes to the sides, of course, it goes in front. It's like someone said, the donut. It's like a donut around you. Just note how the body feels when you're in that place. If it feels good, if it feels less stressful. It's different, obviously, from the heart connection and the other two. It's kind of connecting with that aura energy also. It's your aura, actually, that's kind of circulating. Think of the aura as still, that it actually moves more like the toroidal field. The aura we think of, because of the pictures, we think of it as, just still in one dimension, but it actually is that toroidal field, actually is your toroidal, because it's constantly moving. We take a picture and we go, oh, that's my aura. But it's not, it's moving. Your energy is always moving. Your body and your energy is always moving. We see meat on a piece of plate and we think, oh, that's the way our body is, but it's not. It's constantly moving. Energy is always moving. every cell has a toroidal energy around it. Every cell has a core star. Every cell has a heart, I would say.
So for the ones that just, I felt mine just going halfway and the other halfway. When they meet, what is that?
Well, that's why I was having trouble with the halfway because it's like,
I was thinking, so when those come together,
maybe they cross over. Maybe there's, I don't know. I don't know. They didn't really give me that information.
so, okay, it was
It'd be
to
something for
play
you
with.
to research, Kathy.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, there it is. And
And use the space bar.
spacebar. Oh.
Turn the sound on.
That's the one I'm looking at.
And it doesn't really, it shows like one direction, but anyway, it's confusing. So you can watch it.
There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter.
What if part of your subconscious is still connected to the original consciousness that programmed this virtual reality? After all, we know that our subconscious can create a physical experience for us while we sleep.
And inspiration, right? Now in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know what's happening.
Interesting, huh? Kind of the 0 point field that they talk about where everything begins and ends. It's that emptiness, that void. From that, it's like the creation starts. Fascinating.
Point zero, or ground zero.
The 0 point field?
That's divine.
Yeah, that's that divine connection. Any more questions? We'll give you the practice of determining whether it goes halfway or whether it goes all the way around or how it works for you. Just kind of playing with it. What I'm sensing is it's, as it's showing there, it may be a little bit different, for, depending on what it is, and maybe it's both. Maybe it goes both ways. I'll leave you with the questions. So as we close, what I would like to do then is kind of what we did with Connie Baker and just go back into our heart energy and expand it and sending that love and vibration to the city, to the Oklahoma, and just continue to kind of spread it as we kind of close. So make yourself comfortable again, and we'll just connect with that heart energy and climb on bowl again. Breathing in and out through the heart. And feel that toroidal field or anything else that you want to, but in particular, we're going to connect with the heart energy. That heart torus, actually, is that one picture. And maybe even visualize or sense that energy that's there. We don't always get in touch with it, but it's there. So just connecting with that heart energy and bringing in that emotion of gratitude, appreciation, something that makes your heart smile. Notice how the energy in the room shifts as you begin to expand that heart coherent energy out from your body into your own field. Expanding it out into the room as you feel comfortable. Expanding it to the city of Oklahoma City. Sending that love vibration, spreading it from your heart. Spreading it to the state of Oklahoma. Spreading it through the United States. And spreading it around the world. It's almost like tapping into that toroidal field around the earth and that love energy that's there. Bringing that heart energy into that Taurus energy. when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes, reconnect with your own heart. Do you have any thoughts, questions, words?
Well, I'm having trouble visualizing this, which is unusual for me to have trouble visualizing anything. But what's coming to mind is kind of this basic move in martial arts where, I don't know the name of it, but where
Wax
you're...
on, wax off, it looks like what you're doing there.
Oh, well, that's not what I was taught. But when you're learning blocking, basic, like, I don't know the word, but yeah.
Sparring?
Kind of that kind of thing, but, and also the movement of when you're a bicycle. Like the way you have to move your feet, just the pedaling. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is having trouble visualizing it.
Visualizing the torus?
Yeah.
To me, it's more like visualizing a donut that's moving, like the picture there.
Yeah.
But if you can't, that's fine. Just give you something to...
I think it's one of those things that might be easier if I don't visualize it.
True. Sometimes it's just connecting with the heart and seeing that one picture where the heart energy is just expanding out from you, like kind of like that bubble or whatever.
So the video was showing coming up and out.
It was.
And when I tried to do it that myself, what I felt was happening was the lobes at the top. Before I watched the video,
right?
When I kept going like this, the lobes at the top started to flop down. So I reversed it, and that's when I could expand it. And when I was brought up from the top down, back up over.
Right.
But when I was going the opposite way, the tops of them were flopping over. The energy.
Well, the theory is it goes as far as it can go, and then it turns itself inward. So it's like if it's coming up for here, whether it's coming here and around, it only goes as far as it can go, the toroidal energy, and then it turns itself inward or downward, basically.
Right.
So it's kind of like what she was doing when we tapped us off. So if it's coming here, it either comes to here and then back up and around this way, or it comes down. So for me, it's like, because I feel like we are this divine spark in between, you know, Mother Earth and Father Sky. I'm drawing this energy in here, and so it's kind of like bringing in this energy and then connecting in it, and it just keeps circling in this way. And then I'm also on it's like almost two bubbles, but I think they're like
See,
kind of
that
what I'm
makes
seeing.
more
It's
sense.
not like a
Yeah.
full bubble. It's like it's crisscrossing. Kind of like she's described the heart sometimes. When you feel that heart energy, it's just kind of, it's like a bubble, but it's circulating in and around that area. But it's like two going on at the same time.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of what dervishes do too.
Do what?
It kind of reminds me a little bit of what dervishes do too. The hand movement that they have going on, they're drawing
They're
from here and
spinning
here,
around.
and yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, because it gets them in that kind of altered stage, definitely. Well, thanks for coming this evening.
Yeah,